Welcome in. It is ATB at the buzzer. You can find us at atbshow.com. You can also find Rubber Shoes doing his Rubber Shoes wrap up and rant, of course, on Instagram. And if you're there, you can go and find our link tree as well, where you can find all of our social media. Soon there'll be a merch store, God help us. Which, yeah, apparently my boy Derek, who does our merch, working on one hat. I have him working on one hat, and apparently it takes a village. So we may have that by 2035. No idea, but that
no Crocs though. We're not going to have any Crocs. No ATB branded Crocs.
Well, Well, when you look at the logo though, Adam, when you look at the logo, it's a gradient. If you look at it real close,
yeah.
So they had to chop it and make like the red, white, and blue all separate.
Okay.
So that being said, it's taking a little more time.
That's all right.
I haven't heard from Derek, so I'm hoping he's okay. I'll do a wellness check later.
Nonetheless,
you've got the whole crew is here. We've got Adam in Connecticut, Rubber Shoes and Little Shoes broadcasting live from the armpit of Massachusetts. I'm just kidding. There's so many armpits right now. Look at, like, tuck those in.
Show them. Show out, boys.
Yeah. Tyler won't do it. Look at him. He's like, I didn't shave. I refuse.
No,
I refuse.
not happening.
Life, man.
No.
It's Scotty Dukes with all the input on the Celtics coaching decision and the name that no one can pronounce. I mean, I've been working on it and I'm still not going to try. And of course, we're going to talk about hot dog consumption. I think we found an over under on Joey Chestnut. We're going to get into that. The Red Sox and the Yankees, and Rubber Shoes was at Fenway and didn't get rained out. Scotty Dukes.
You were at Fenway. Oh, I can't wait.
I was jealous of that.
We're going to get into all of it. So let's start there. Rubber Shoes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Mother Shoes and Rubber Shoes went to, she was just in the room. I was very excited. Steph and Billy went to Fenway. You were there for Saturday's game?
Nice.
Yeah.
So, and the complete was that Petey's ceremony?
Complete sweep of the Yankees.
No, Friday night.
Friday was Petey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So with this Saturday, we go to our pre-game tradition is going to Wahlburgers now.
Nice.
So we hit Wahlburgers, and while we're in Wahlburgers, we see this guy sweeping up the floor, and it's Paul Wahlberger.
Sure,
of course.
He's cleaning tables, and I'm like, what? This guy's like the owner of this stuff, and he's out here. So
it's called hard work. It's called hard work. Rubber Shoes.
My wife's looking at Facebook, and she sees, my brother and girlfriend posted on Facebook that they were at Game On. So I text them, like, are you going to the game tonight? They're like, hell yeah. Like, we are too. And I told him we're at Wahlburgers, and he's like, well, get over the Game On as soon as you're done. I'm okay. So we go over the Game On, and oh my God, COVID never existed on Lansdowne Street.
No,
there's a line to get in, and I'm thinking we're going to have to wait to get in until people leave. No, they're just checking IDs, letting people in. We walk in,
Amen.
And I'm like, oh crap. Where the hell are they? So I've texted them to see where they are. They're downstairs. Go downstairs. It's like the Narcissus back in 1990.
Narcissilis,
wall
yes.
People. I'm like, did we just come off a pandemic or not? It was.
Are you masked up or what's the situation?
Nobody has a mask.
No masks. All right.
No masks. And we're like, excuse me, pardon me. Of course, my brother's way in the back corner. So we have to go through.
Mind you, Rubber Shoes is writing down the head count because the fire guy is like,
so that's,
are we over capacity?
That's what I've been telling everyone. I'm like, not only a pandemic, but I'm pretty sure that the fire code is being broken right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sorry, ladies. You'll put your drinks down and leave.
There.
We're way over head count.
Yeah, way over. And the game,
in that situation, Rubber Shoes, before we leave that, do you flash your badge and say, "No, fire department"?
Let me tell you something.
We need to wrap this up.
Fire Marshal Bill. No.
Yes.
No,
oh my God!
I walk in. Yeah.
He is it.
Yep. Oh, I've been hearing that for close to 10 years now.
That's the first time that hit me.
Just dawned on us, right over our head. Yep.
So, but great take. The park was full to capacity. Not too many fights going on in the stands.
I love that you brought that up. There's been so much on social media. Like everybody's just like, I can't wait to get back with the people.
Yeah.
I just want to sit with I can't wait to sit in those godforsaken seats at Fenway that they built during the Depression when everybody was skinny, and have my elbows crushed in and my $40 beers tossed over my shoulder because my arms are crossed.
Sounds enjoyable.
My fellow man. Then you cut to social media, and there's like a Dodgers and a Giants fan. They're stabbing each other in the bleachers. Like it's right. We're right back. Like nothing's changed.
Oh yeah.
No.
We're right back at it.
But we were
Nobody likes
lucky.
each other.
We sat in some of the newer seats. We were up on the rooftop, right field roof box.
That's right.
And
That's right.
they're a little more spacious. I had leg room. It was kind of nice. I'm like, oh, these aren't so bad. And I did have Yankees fans next to me, but they were good. They were pretty civil. They didn't cause a ruckus. We didn't.
I think they saw your gun show and probably were like, "Oh, we're not causing any problems."
Yeah.
Did the wife get these tickets? Or did you get these tickets?
I did.
Of course, got the night where I wasn't gonna be able to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, I was sitting in Wahlburgers in Linfield, ordering the tickets, knowing I was gonna go to Wahlburgers in Fenway.
Wait a second. Wait. Unpack this.
Yes.
How many times do you go to Wahlburgers per week?
Oh, it's just a coincidence.
Like twice in the past
Yeah.
2 years.
So Little Shoe's girlfriend lives up on the North Shore.
Yeah,
so
I want to talk about Little Heels. We had to go pick
her up, and on the way back we stopped and ate at Wahlburgers.
Oh wow, she lives where? Where does she live?
The North
Let's
Shore.
not give out information.
Yeah, we'll just say
the
North Shore.
Oh no, we gave out addresses at the start of the season.
Yeah,
we're not doing that.
We don't need to keep going.
74.
We had to up the security.
Nope.
For the shoe.
Almost went there again.
No, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Could be 74 anywhere.
That's it.
Anywhere.
And that's where it is. 74.
74 anywhere drive. Yep.
74 anywhere drive.
That's
So,
right.
all right. She didn't procure the table. I just, you guys have been on the Monster. Like when you and I go to like Fenway or anywhere, like we're always in the crap seats. Like, did she tell you she demands good seats?
Since we've been on the Monster, we prefer to go up there, but those were unavailable. So I'm like, well, let's try this new section. So
anytime I've ever tried to get Red Sox tickets, it's like impossible to get tickets.
Well, yeah, if you don't mind sharing, and obviously Scotty was there earlier. Like what were the prices this year? I haven't even looked because I have like 0.0 desire at this very moment to go. But what were the prices where you were and where Scotty, where were you?
So there were $80 seats available for the Yankees that Saturday night. When I was looking, there was $80 seats. The ones we got were $126.
Wait, still available through the box office?
Oh yeah, yep.
Wow,
yep,
that's incredible.
Through the regular box office, not secondhand.
Oh,
yeah.
Might be changing my tune on a Red Sox
Dukes,
game.
where did you?
Mine was 180, like 185, I think, like that. But I mean, we were 8 rows from the field.
Yeah, you were down in the field boxes, so that's about right.
And that's not bad. I mean, honestly,
No, it's not bad
compared to like 4 years ago. You're dropping 250 on 300 on tickets like that. Yeah, even against the Marlins.
But Scotty, Stevie, and Chernick were staring at a big LL Bean field cover. They didn't see any gameplay.
Stevie went to the makeup game. I couldn't make it. I had meetings all day. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
They scheduled it for the following Monday at 5:00, and there's no way I was going to be able to go. But we ended up him and we sold the other tickets to a couple of buddies of his, and they went there and drank and swore at fielders and stuff. So
yeah, that's good.
That's good. That. So it's unbelievable that the series with the Red Sox and the Yankees has come and gone.
Yeah.
And we swept them. I say we because I play.
Right,
and the team sweeps them, and it sort of seems like, and I don't know if it's just been lost in the matrix. There's so much else. There's so many other things going on. And to me, the spider tack story, stick 'em, insert whatever you're using here, has sort of overtaken the conversation for a lot of fans. There was a zoomed in, and I don't know where I saw this on social media. There was a zoomed in picture of a mound conversation, and it was on the catcher's mitt of the Yankees. Somebody determined there was spider attack or something on the catcher's mitt. So like, I don't know if that was pulled out of context. And above and beyond that, is Garrett Richardson the only one on the Red Sox that seems to be struggling with this whole concept of not using spider?
Well, he's
attack?
definitely
I feel like everybody else
complaining about it the most.
Yeah,
Crying.
Yeah,
he's the most vocal. Yeah, for sure.
We'll see if he figured it out tonight. He'll be throwing tonight for them.
Billy, to Timmy's point though, what was the delay like when they were going to check? Was that like a big delay? Was it noticeable?
It's not. It's they do it as the pitcher's coming off the field, so there's no interruption of them warming up. It's as they're coming off the field after they just pitched, and you don't even know if you're not paying attention to that part of the field. You don't even notice it's going on.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, it's going to be
Like
interesting to
it's
see how
dependent.
lackadaisical they get with that too. Like
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
going
I'm
to turn
sure.
into the
I
quick
think
drive-by, like global. What do they call it? Global entry at the airport. You
Oh
can, like,
yeah,
walk
yeah,
in with road flares and be like, "Wee bomb, bomb," and they're like, "Go ahead, Mr. Lindsay.
right.
Your scotch is waiting in 1B, right?" You know. Yeah.
So can we get to the bigger topic? Is the sweeping of the Yankees for the second time this season
Absolutely.
and them moving back in the first place over the Tampa Bay Rays by half a game after last night.
It feels like it almost is anticlimactic because the Yankees are just so bad right now. I mean, they're just so bad. It's almost like why I mean, yes, celebrate it. Obviously, we want to beat the Yankees every chance we get, but they're just so bad. It's not even a challenge at this point. And I hate to say that out loud because I'm sure we'll get swept in the back half of the series, but
You just jinxed us.
I know. Well, hate mail can be sent to 74 anywhere drive.
Yes.
But it's true though. The Yankees are terrible. The Yankees are terrible. Why we should be celebrating if we sweep, Tampa Bay and not.
Well, they're not. They just were.
They're
They were
fourth
on
or
a
third, right?
They were like on a 6-game winning streak coming into Boston.
And who do they play though?
They were playing the same teams we've been playing.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems to me like we've got their number this year, which I mean we obviously do. We've swept the season series so far.
Yeah, and I think to your point, Adam, I think I wouldn't label them as terrible. I would label them as underperforming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're a huge disappointment this year. Coming into the season, everyone had them and Tampa Bay kind of like right there. I mean, the Red Sox were below Toronto when
Right.
when people came out and in some cases below Baltimore.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is it's obviously a surprising start to the season in the first half, but the second half coming up is really going to be telling. There's a stretch there where I think it's like 20 games or 25 games where the Sox play Tampa Bay, New York, and Toronto.
Yeah.
And there's like just those three teams for like a 20 something stretch starting the second half after the All-Star break. And that's your season essentially, or it could be, a
Right.
telltale on the division at least. So, but I would say this, the lineup is one of the, and to me is really surprising, one of the more dangerous ones in baseball. 1 through 9, they work counts, they hit the ball.
Mm.
It's impressive.
So there's been on social media, they're obviously talking up the whole All-Star game with Colorado, and the 4 people that are currently in the mix are JD, Zambo, Verdugo, and Rafi. Anybody that you think is missing from that?
So as everyday players, that's about it. I know last I heard, Bogarts and Devers were leading their positions, and JD, I don't know if JD's as a DH or an outfielder. I didn't check on that, but I know
They have him in he's in his DH.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yep.
Yeah, they're all deserving, I believe, and probably Evaldi might get a nod for a pitcher, and possibly Matt Barnes as well.
Yeah, Barnes has been really good. He's been really good.
But from the pitching staff perspective, I don't think anyone else would welcome or would, no one else would really stand out.
Well,
Evaldi's
Garrett
been
Richards,
our stud. There's no question.
Garrett can pull it together. You never know.
The Adam Vino's doing pretty good too, but I don't think usually it's that as far as the bullpen, it's going to be 4 other starters and probably like 4 closers. So they won't have like the setup guys in there, but he's having a really good season, which against New York this weekend, he came through, and they traded him to us for a bucket of balls.
So what about Sale? Is Sale coming back? I haven't even seen anything
so
about
he
him.
was supposed to throw to live batting this weekend.
Okay.
At Fenway, and then however that goes, so he's getting closer. I've been hearing them tentatively saying the end of July. So he would be like our trade deadline acquisition.
Yeah. Yep.
And
basically,
they're not sure if he may just be added to the bullpen or if they're going to actually stretch him out to be a starter to be able to go at least 5 innings.
Wow.
But he's definitely in the mix to come back the second half.
Yeah, they're being super cautious with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Really,
I mean, I
really
don't blame 'em.
cautious.
Well, they weren't really expecting to be where they were. They had no idea they were going to be in first place. They're like, oh, we could let Sale,
Take
come
the
back,
year off,
take the whole
basically.
year and come
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
And then it's like, oh crap, we're still in it come Father's Day.
Right. Right.
So the other thing that happened over the weekend, obviously they honored Petey.
Yes.
And I thought that was well done. There's a lot of conversation about whether his number should be up on the facade. And I feel like I'm glad they didn't do that. Only for the fact, I guess my concern is they're getting to Celtics territory. Like somebody's gonna be on the Celtics at some point with like 747. They're gonna have to like start picking different numbers because they're just everybody's getting lofted up into the rafters. So do you think he with an MVP, with 2 World Series, ultimately 14 years with us, 11 of them healthy, do you think he belongs in that conversation to have his number up on the wall?
Well, I think it should go to how they used to do it. You have to be in the Hall of Fame before you can get your number retired. I think they should go back to that. If he makes the Hall of Fame, which he's borderline because of the longevity. He didn't have long enough where he's definitely was the best second baseman of his era. It's just a matter he didn't play long enough to get some of those other stats that they may be looking at to put him in. So he's going to be a borderline.
You compared it to the Celtics, Tim, but if you look at like a KG, right? KG had his number retired. Now I know he played for Minnesota and then us, but he was only here for what, 5 years, 4 years, and we put him up in the rafters. He won 1 championship with us, but he changed the culture of the Celtics, right? It wasn't Pierce or Ray Allen; it was KG. Petey kind of did a similar thing, right? I mean, it wasn't just him. But he was a part of the mix that changed the whole dynamic of the Red Sox. So to me, that's where you start to say, okay, we need to immortalize some of these guys who really turned the organization around. Because, you've got Poppy and Petey and Pedro, all of them were guys who, languished for a long time.
Yeah.
And then they came in and they really turned the team around. And now we've won 4 in the last however many years. So
I guess what's interesting, they bring out, I love that Altiante was coming out with Pedro. Like Pedro's just the mayor, right? He's just awesome.
He's like dragging him by
and
the
like
hands.
Petey turns at one point, he's like, let's go, Louie. Like he was but then it was oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. So it was Wakefield and Mike Lowell and help me.
Jacoby Ellsbury.
Thank you, Ellsbury. Who it's funny because I was talking to my mom over the weekend because we were Cameron stayed with Cheryl over the weekend while we were doing lacrosse things. And she's like, you called it when he was here. You're like, he's going to be a Yankee. And of course he went to the Yankees. And I thought it was so cheesy. Here's my rant. Like he marches out with Lowell and Wakefield. Love both of them. And Jacoby was good for the 12 seconds he was here. Yes, I know he won World Series with us. I'm aware. I'm annoyed that he really had no relationship with the current dugout. Please correct me. I'm sure I'm wrong. This is my heart speaking. He has no relationship with the current Yankees dugout. And on PD Day, when he's been asked to come back as a Red Sox player, he marched across the field and went over and was dabbing with all the guys in the Yankees dugout.
Yeah.
They don't know you. You have no connection to the people in that. Like who is that?
I would say Aaron Judge would know him. Maybe, because he was there maybe as like a rookie, but when in Jacoby's, when he played 35 games and was injured again,
Sure.
Yeah, but it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
No,
it was a
I'm not
weird,
disagreeing
it was
that
a
point at all.
weird choice. No,
He may know them all.
What's that?
He may know everyone on that team.
What, on the
Because
Yankees?
he is still signed by the Yankees till next year.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay,
So he
fine.
probably still goes down the spring training and has to hang out and do stuff with them here and there just to get his money. So I'm sure he probably knows everyone.
Here's my point. Steph comes to her senses. She finally divorces your ass. I go to court. I said on your side of the courtroom. I don't go over and high five your in-laws and
That's
her
right.
after the trial, like after the proceedings.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
that. It was just. I'm like, what is he doing?
Oh, he's
Like
probably
he wanted to
making,
remind people. Yeah, I left here for more money just in case you forgot. But yeah,
Right.
nice little thing you got going on here, Petey. Like I
well,
don't know.
he signed. He's still being paid as a Yankee, and he comes out wearing a Red Sox jersey. How do you think they feel?
He's at our house.
And he
I
was
don't care
he
what
was
he
asked
feels.
Tribute
to
for a
come to
Red Sox
tribute
player.
a Red Sox player. Come on. I'm totally on Timmy's side on this. This is ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
You can't pretend for
It
like
was ridiculous.
5 minutes.
Well, he played with Aaron Boone, so he knows him.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Tyler,
Aaron
if
Boone.
you feel like you're in a bad situation, I'll send the state in. Just blink
Well,
twice.
we haven't
Come
even
get you.
talked about the highlight of PD's.
Oh,
What, the
oh
PXG
yes,
clubs?
bring
Ric
it. No,
Flair.
bring it out. Rick. Woo!
Yes, that was amazing. That was
absolutely just
amazing.
ridiculous.
Can you do this for me? And I
Worst.
know you can. Like I'm asking like a rhetorical question to the 10th degree. Can you give me the Ric Flair speech?
Let's hear it.
I
Let's
don't
hear
know-
it.
I don't know the whole thing. Tyler, do you?
It's very long. I don't.
You
it's-
texted
I
the
don't
whole
know.
thing,
I-
did you not?
I can read it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Come
go
on,
for
read
it.
it
I
off.
want this.
Let's go.
I need this now. I
Woo!
need to clip this after
All right, where is it?
And why was before you start?
Why
Why
do you
was
not
it
have this
there?
memorized?
because he gave him a belt before, I believe.
What?
And Pedroia
Yeah.
is just a big like mark
Oh,
for him or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
You
this is
saw the
all- yeah,
reaction he
so-
had when he saw him. He was like, "Oh my!"
They're super dorks, and there was a couple of them in the clubhouse that were really into wrestling.
Yep. So
and
he's probably
word
not-
got back, and he was in town for something or whatever, and he delivered a belt
Yeah.
to Bedroya in the clubhouse.
Ugh.
I'm Ric Flair, the styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing son of a gun. Woo!
I feel like there's more to it than that.
Nope.
Oh, that's it. That's
There's
it.
probably
Okay.
50 different iterations, but
Yeah.
Okay.
just change it every decade. That he
Oh
wrestled.
my.
All 8 of them.
Dare I say Rubber Shoes made it less impressive than I've ever heard it in the past?
No
Like,
kidding. No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, watch it back. Maybe you'll be more impressed.
I feel like I'm going to skip over this
Watch
part.
it back.
Look at Scotty. Scotty's like, and on to the Celtics coaching. hire.
Please,
Yes.
jeez.
Well, the last thing I was going to say, it wasn't actually on the field. I don't know if you saw this on social media. Pedroia, after like the ceremony was done, game was going on, but him and Pedro Martinez are out back. Did you guys see this?
No.
So, and Pedroia's got his kids, and he walks over and he's introducing his kids to Pedro Martinez, and he goes, "Just want to let you guys know, best right-handed pitcher of all time, right here." And
Wow.
the entire time, Martinez didn't even like acknowledge that. He was just like, "Oh yeah," just smiling, like
Yeah.
he's heard it before. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was a very cool moment. And he's like, "You got to get a picture with my boys or whatever." It was a very, very cool moment. If you get a chance, check it out. It was really, really,
that's cool.
it was dope. Yeah, it was awesome.
Probably the best off the cuff comment from Pedro was when they were talking to him about the Yankees being his daddy and all that stuff. And he was just like, and the whole conversation, and it went to, respect for the franchise when he's at Yankee Stadium, and he goes, "Wake up the Bambino, I'll drill him in the ass."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was probably one of the best
Yes.
off the cuff comments from Pedro in like a press junket ever.
Pedro
Ever.
also one of the best old man throwers in MLB history.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, without fail.
Maddox is number one. I will never say Maddox is number one. Maddox is the best old man thrower of all time.
Awesome. All right, so we are on to the Celtics, which is not
So-
what's behind Adam. Adam's going to get to that. Look at
I'll
yeah,
try
keep
and
it
hide
blocked.
it.
Keep it blocked.
Yeah,
Nobody has any idea. It just says WNBA on the base of
That's
the,
all they
on the
know.
base of the
Then-
goal. That's all they know.
Could
Looks
be
like-
Steph Curry at a WNBA game. You have no
Yep.
idea.
Celtics hire, yay or nay? Are we for this? Are we questioning
Wait.
it?
You're not going
or-
to pronounce
and
it?
Is
Come on,
anybody
let's hear you
shocked?
pronounce it. Let's hear you pronounce it. Come on. What's his name?
Oh, I don't off the top of my head, I'm going to ruin this because I'm trying to guess right now. It's
Yeah.
Ime Udoka.
That's
That
not
was
bad.
good. That was good. Yeah, no,
I
you're
like
right.
that.
Ime Udoka. Yeah.
Ime Udoka.
Udoka.
Okay.
Ime
Udoka.
Udoka.
Ime
Yeah,
Udoka.
Ime Udoka.
Ime
Yeah.
Udoka. It's not
Yes,
Brad. It's not Brad.
It's not Brad. Nope.
Thank God it's
It's
not
a far from Brad.
far cry. So
Yeah.
tell me why this is good or bad. Do we have any contrarians on the call?
I'm in the good side of things personally. I think it's a great hire. I think I mentioned this last week when we were talking about it, that I think he was going to be the one, and he should be. I think he's, first of all, he comes from the Popovich coaching tree. So you
That's
got
huge.
like a good
Yep.
check
Yes.
mark right there. That alone. He also spent a lot of time with Krzyzewski and a few others. Granted, my hatred for Duke runs deep, but I
Amen,
respect
sister.
Krzyzewski and he's obviously a great coach. And also the fact that we talked about this last week too, which was Jaylen Brown and Tatum respect him, and they really enjoyed being coached by him during the the USA team. And it's a really good fit for the organization. I think where they're going to want to move on to, with some of the younger players as well. He's everything I've read, he can relate because he was obviously a former player.
Sure.
Very similar to a lot of the coaches that are out there now, that are being successful, like a Monty Williams, like a Steve Nash, etc. You can go down the line forever, but I think it was a great fit. I think it's a perfect fit for the team right now, and I don't know. From an X's and O's perspective, like I said, Popovich can't really go wrong there.
Right.
Well,
There's
where he's been
one
an
reason.
assistant, he's been an assistant for a few different teams.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why
But
is
that's
it? I guess my question mark. I'm not against it. It's like a JT hire all day. Like everybody's like, this is JT's coach.
Yes, he
definitely
was
wanted him.
handpicked by JT. That's why
Yeah.
he's the coach.
So therein lies my fear. Like he's been an assistant for so long. Why are we the first ones to take him for a spin around the block?
Well, a lot of like a consensus around the league was like he was that next guy to get that opportunity.
Mhm.
So it was just kind of like a matter of time and who would take the chance on him. I'm totally cool with it. What we want is for the players to listen to their coach, because it obviously wasn't happening this year.
Mhm.
And he's probably the best spot for that because he can relate to them. He's one of the younger guys they could have gotten. So
Sure.
I'm totally cool with it. Where you said rubber shoes?
He was handpicked by JT.
Yeah.
That's why he's the
You're
coach.
just
I don't.
Yeah,
you're upset about that though?
No, but I'm glad. But that's why he's here, and they only asked two other people other than him to come back for a second interview.
Thank God it
Mhm.
wasn't Chauncey Billups. Oh my God.
He's going to
Poor
Portland
kid.
though, right?
He's
Is,
Portland.
is it already
Yeah,
done?
he,
went
he
to
might push Dame
Dallas.
Lillard out, right?
Yeah,
I heard something about that. Yeah.
Dame Lillard. I don't know the total story, but there's some friction where he's just like this close to, and their center. I can't remember his name. The white dude there. He said if Dame doesn't come back, he wouldn't come back either.
Oh boy, mutiny.
Oh, Jokic.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
no,
not
no.
Jokic. Nurkic.
Nurkic. Yeah.
Jaylen Brown and Robert Williams for Dame Lillard. Thank you very much.
Can we do a sidebar here real quick? Does little shoes called rubber shoes when
I
like
call them different things. Like on a
you
daily
call them
basis.
rubber shoes like at dinner? Will you be like, hey, rubber shoes, can you pass
Pass
the
the potatoes.
Well, no, because like a lot of I've put a lot of my friends onto this, so they see the nickname and like have called them that. So I get used to like when I talk to my friends about my dad, I say rubber shoes.
rubber shoes?
So I get used to it sometimes. It throws me off. I call them different things all the time.
So like your friends come over, they don't say nice to meet you, Mr. Corey. They say nice to meet you, rubber shoes.
Mr. Shoes.
Exactly. When I got picked up
Yep.
to go to Hampton on Friday, my friend waved and said, "Hi, rubber shoes."
That's awesome.
I'm picturing like going
Big
into
fan.
Toys R Us, which doesn't exist, and getting Mr. Potato, which is not a thing anymore. It's just potato now because you can't sexualize a
Whatever his
potato.
pronouns are, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just picturing the whole family. Like just all the Corey heads with the big shoes underneath them with the interchangeable lips or mustache, right?
You should
Mother
have
shoes,
seen my
little
graduation.
shoes.
But
And
you
with- and
should have
then
brought
little
8
shoes,
by 10.
girlfriend, little
I'm a
heels, the whole
celebrity
thing.
with the 17 to 18.
Yeah, you
age
should have
group.
brought headshots to my graduation. Made people recognize them.
Well, the only problem with Mr. Potato Head though is he doesn't have any armpits. So
Yeah, there's that.
We can get the deco on there.
Yeah, but before we get back to the Celtics,
No, but you do like they
continuing
did
the
in Toy
sidebar-
Story. You put on the He-Man arms onto his body.
okay, all right.
I feel like that's
I didn't know where we were going with that.
that's less accurate.
15 units sold
But
immediately.
real quick, before we get back into the Celtics coaching conversation, and only Little Shoes can answer this question, and I want you to be honest. Did your father sign anybody's baby at graduation? Because we heard that there was like a bum rush to basically get a picture taken with rubber shoes.
He did not, but one of my better friends through high school, I went up to him like ready to take a picture. He pushed me to the side and took a picture with my father first.
Yep. He dusted
And I was damn
Tyler's
proud
like,
of it,
oh yeah,
honestly.
I gotta get a picture with rubber shoes.
This is unbelievable.
Yep.
Rubber Shoes number is just blowing up in Lowell, I guess.
Yep.
Wow.
The wrap ups.
Unbelievable.
The
So-
wrap ups is what it's doing.
My girlfriend's a big fan of the wrap ups too.
Oh, there
Always
it
like the
is.
first
Oh.
liker.
Little heels, first like,
Yep.
first like, little heels.
Hopefully you're not making out and she calls you Rubber Shoes by mistake. That would be really terrible.
Oh, I'm getting off. All right, cool.
No, everybody now has their shower booked for about an hour from now with a steel brush, just scraping off the little shoes and the rubber shoes and the little heels. My concern though with this coaching, this coaching position, if we are all convinced, and I think everybody sort of agrees, or generally agrees, that JT did bless this hire. Like this is his guy. He's happy with it. What about when that goes wrong? Like, or
Right.
if it does it go wrong? Is there
Insert
a concern?
Tyronn Lue.
Yeah, that. Yes, no, maybe.
I mean, it's going to be the case with anybody you hire, and the thing is too, is like, you talk about, who got tapped and, oh yeah, this is the person, that's the person, things like that. I mean, you remember when Nash got hired, the first thing was like, oh, Durant and Kyrie were pissed. You know what I mean? Like that's not who they wanted and whatever.
Yep.
It's a white guy, blah, blah. Also, Nash had never even coached. He wasn't even an assistant coach. Like he just, so it's like it in the NBA and Rubber Shoes has brought this up. And I think everybody on this call is up. It's one of the most player controlled leagues, professional sports wise. So it doesn't matter who you bring in. That's what I think a big reason why, when you said, Timmy, like to your point, to your question, what if it goes wrong? Well, they brought him in so that it won't go wrong, right? They brought him in because he does get along. He does see eye to eye these guys. He's coached them before. He's worked with them before, and they get along. So in theory, they're looking at it like, hey, we'll give him 4 years. Hopefully in the next 4 years, no one gets pissed.
Yeah. And I'd rather have that than like what happened with Brooklyn. I'm not a Brooklyn fan, by the way. This is a cool Biggie Smalls.
It's laundry day?
I want to make that clear. Screw Brooklyn, but
laundry day just for the sleeves.
It's a
Steve
Biggie
Nash.
Smalls jersey.
Yeah, they hired Steve Nash. Kyrie Irving, one of the first things he said was like, "Oh, we barely need a coach," and let's see. And like him saying that there was no coaching when there was no star players there, and they lost. I'd much rather have a control over something that would have,
Little
Yeah,
Shoes, if you're not a Brooklyn fan, that is the ugliest "I'm not a fan" shirt I've ever seen in my life.
It was a cool jersey. It was in New York. It was a heat of the moment.
Marshalls, right? Marshalls.
Marshalls.
I got it in the dashiki aisle. I mean, what
It's
is
a
happening
notorious
there? Yeah.
B.I.G.
It's the rapper
jersey.
tee.
How are we not sponsored by Marshalls and Crocs?
Cultural
I mean, honestly,
appropriation
can we get
month in
somebody on
Lowell,
that?
apparently.
Jeez.
The show in the back.
No, I probably don't want to see
No,
it.
I don't care.
See?
Oh,
Biggie.
okay, Biggie.
I
All
almost
right.
just got taken up by the
Biggie.
line.
So the
shirt.
72 is when he was born. Was he born in
Yeah.
1972?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Pardon
It's
my
actually a Biggie shirt. Oh, my.
absence of knowledge.
Speaking of Biggie, people that eat lots of hot dogs are typically fat. Joey Chestnut is not, although he has a huge
transition.
stomach. And
Matt
and
Stoney,
there's
too.
no horse racing this weekend, although
Thank
there
God.
is nitrate stick consumption, right? That's what we basically
Yeah.
want to call our hot dogs now.
Nitrates.
So if there's a glizzy contest anywhere, Rubber Shoes will be watching. Are you a huge fan? Do you watch this? Like, will you be
usually,
parked
yeah.
in front of the TV for this?
Yeah, and like I said on text, I was like, I'm just sitting there watching to see if he can beat his old record.
Which is
I believe it's 73 and a half hot dogs,
In how many minutes?
10 minutes.
so.
Oh
that's
my
why Little Shoes wore
That's
that shirt.
that's
the over-under
dogs
for the weekend.
and
72.
buns.
Yeah.
Dogs and buns.
Wait, so do you have a Joey Chestnut shirt in somewhere in the
No,
in the Rubber
no.
Shoes house?
Next on the list.
Nope.
Look at his
Funko-
eyes.
a
Though.
Funko
His
Pop?
eyes are circling like, oh,
Where
wait a
could
I
I
minute.
get
know.
one
How,
of those?
how have they not come out with a pop yet? That's
They gotta have
I'm
a Joey
calling
Chestnut
Funko.
pop. Yeah.
I have a direct line, so
Well, if anybody should have the shirt, it should be Scotty, because your son Nathan should have a Nathan's Famous shirt.
Oh yeah,
Good.
right. Well,
Should.
That's
Should.
valid. By the way, I was almost a little concerned of, like, I made the joke of the betting line of the hot dog eating contest, and within like a minute, Rubber Shoes already sent like,
already
here's
knew
the
it.
line of everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yep.
Oh,
do we
okay.
need to
Twin
call
Spires.
somebody? Do we have a problem here? Like, what's happening?
They have a family pool on the 4th of July.
Yeah. Do you run a big board? What happens? Is Little Shoes in charge of that? You in charge of that? What
Should
happens
get
on
on
the
that.
4th of July?
My
On
aunt's
what?
always ready to bet on something.
It's Steph? Really?
no.
My aunt.
Oh, your aunt. Oh,
I
okay.
think I think that the day of the hot dog eating contest, the Rubber Shoes wrap up on Instagram should be Rubber Shoes versus Little Shoes in a hot dog eating contest.
Yes.
I'm
I
at
think
the
that
fire.
would be magic.
I'm at the fire station July 4th.
Oh,
Burgers and tots.
I'll probably
Yeah.
be working too. Yeah. Check me out, Marshalls.
yeah.
We got $30 Red Sox jerseys.
Is it a fun? Is it a
Plugs. Plugs.
Give me a raise.
can't even talk about it.
Which location are you at?
Yeah, give it a plug.
He's at the brand new
Newest
Marshalls.
one probably in the world.
Is that a thing? A brand new
Brand new
Marshall?
Marshalls.
Yeah, the
That was like
one,
an oxymoron.
the one that originally it was in Chelmsford,
Yes.
and then it moved to Plain Street in Lowell, and then they just built a brand new market basket over by the bowling alley, and the Marshalls is in that.
Across
The
the
bowling
Merrimack?
alley in Lowell. There's got to be more than one bowling alley. You can't use singular on that. Where?
It's the one
No,
across the
no.
Merrimack, right?
Yep.
Yeah, right on the Merrimack. Come on,
Okay.
Timmy. You never
Sorry, missed
bowled
my
over in
boss. I
Lowell?
better get my damn way.
Bowling in Lowell?
You never went bowling in Lowell?
No, hold on. Let me check
No,
my.
went to Alpine Lanes in
I'm
Chelmsford.
moving that from my bucket list to my bucket list. No, I've never bowled in Lowell. Nope. Not since breakfast.
Well,
Jesus.
oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
Rubber
do you
Shoes
think
used
he
to be on
beats
the
his
bowling
record?
team.
Oh, I'm not
Uh,
surprised by that at all.
I don't
He
know.
was-
That's a lot of hot dogs.
Yeah, I think he was. I don't know if he beat it last year or if he came up like one dog short,
I feel like I remember watching.
but he's
yeah.
he's usually right
Close.
about there. Yeah.
Just so you know, we're the only show on the planet that does a pregame of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Well, are we throwing? Are we doing a friendly wager here? What are we doing? Everybody gonna take a number?
I want to pick between Rubber Shoes and Little Shoes.
Well, it's
Who's gonna win?
Joey Chestnut is minus 1250, and then the field is plus 650.
But let's all just take what I mean. If last year he ate how many?
So the over and under this year is 72 and a half.
Okay.
So the record.
Record 73, right?
Oh, seven,
Yeah,
or
I believe so.
73 and a half.
73.5. Yep.
And it says early wagering at DraftKings. You can bet at DraftKings.
Oh,
Of course you can.
So many plugs for so many things.
Yeah,
Not sponsored by any of them, by the way. I
Yeah,
wanna make this
none
clear.
of them have talked to us.
And
Nobody.
Is
So
hot dog
the-
eating contest?
Wait a minute.
Are hot dog
No,
eating
that's not
contests-
them. Yeah.
Oh, are they age based? Like as you get older, are you worse? Are you better? I don't even know. I mean, you know,
No, it's
you
I
don't
can tell you,
age out
these-
of hot dog eating contests.
nope.
Okay. All right. So
It's
I'm
a
gonna go with
Masters.
74.
It's the Masters. Yeah.
I love Rubber Shoes takes it so seriously too. He's like, nope, no, there is
The
not.
Well, there was-
All right, I'm
there
going
was
76. Do we have
there was
numbers?
an-
What do we got?
Yeah,
Scotty,
write
what
them
do we got?
down. I got 74, Tim.
All right.
Give me
76.
70 and
Rubber
a
shoes.
half.
Write all this down. Somebody in the Rubber Shoes household has to write this
70 and
down
a
on the board.
half. Did you
I'm
just
going
say
with. I'm gonna go 77.
Ooh,
70 and a
holy
half.
mackerel.
It's gonna
All right,
It's gonna get
blow
stuck on
the
one.
doors
I've got
off the
I'm gonna get
76.
stuck on
Rubber
one, have an
Shoes says
issue.
77. What did you say, Adam?
I said 74.
74 for Adam. Okay. Little Shoes.
70 and a half.
It's like the price is right. And Scotty Dukes, God help you.
73, I guess. Right in the right there.
Scotty, you could have said 1 in case all of us go over. Then
Yes.
you get 1.
True. Jokes on the first one, and
Showcase
that's
showdown.
it. Yeah.
just so the
Come on
female
down.
champ is her over under is like at 45,
Wow.
We're not betting on that.
and she
Nope.
is tiny. She
Oh,
is
yeah.
this little petite girl.
Oh yeah.
It-
How
Well,
long do
it-
they have to keep them down for? Can they? Because I assume they can throw them up afterwards, right?
Till they're done counting to
yeah.
see how many are
If you do it
gone.
during,
You
it's
have
done.
to, you have to know they go out back and they definitely
Oh, yeah.
evacuate.
Of
which is
course.
So gross.
so nasty.
Evacuate.
Just a giant pool behind the stage.
Oh,
You ever see the special on Kobayashi? They had a special on him
Nope.
on
Didn't see
MTV showing how he trains for the eating contest, how he expands his stomach. That's unbelievable. Like this guy's got ripped 6-packs and he goes and eats, he was the champ before Joey Chestnut came around. He was this little tiny Asian
Yes.
guy that
Yep.
Well, because then Matt Stoney, I think, had an upset one year, and he's a super skinny Asian dude
Yeah,
too. And
his-
he's got YouTube. I think 4th of July once he ate 50 of those like bomb pops, the popsicles, in like 5 minutes.
there's like a whole league for
Yeah.
professional eating.
It's Major League Eating, isn't it called Major League
something
Eating?
like that. Yeah.
Do they hold events at like the batting cages in Lowell or
No, not yet.
One can only hope.
We're trying to
Adam.
sign them.
or the bowling alley in Lowell?
At the buzzer, brought to you by Totino's Pizza Rolls. Yeah.
In Lowell, it will be it'll
How many can you eat?
boot mills. The boot mill sandwiches. That's what we'd have to do in Lowell.
Boot mills. All right.
Yeah, you never heard of a boot mill?
No. Sorry, I grew up on the other side of the tracks. Right?
Yeah.
Been to a field trip to it 87 times.
Go to Arthur's Diner and order a boot mill.
All right.
You won't be disappointed.
Next time I'm in Lowell,
We
I
both
will.
said that affirmatively, like, I will never do that, but sure. Yes. All right. So
What's next? What's
So
next?
you got to remember, on the old show, there was a segment just for me and all the,
Crazies.
all the little
mean-
things that I would watch, the NASCAR and the eating contests and wrestling and
Do you want to go
Like,
random
now
stuff?
it's
if
become
it's-
half the show. That's great.
Yes.
I mean, you guys don't sit there and watch the cornhole competitions.
Ugh,
no, no.
Nope. Don't
See?
do that.
If it's on TV, I'll watch it.
this is true. He'll be asleep to it. Yes.
Yeah.
It's recorded. He's watching it late.
No,
Right?
that's
Yes.
fine. That's
Yeah.
upstairs.
Don't tell me the
My
score.
open
Don't tell me the
conversation.
score.
My
Oh,
Opa upstairs records every football game. Like, I'll come up at like 4:30. He's still watching the 12 o'clock game first quarter because he
Wow.
refuses to watch commercials. And
I
that's
mean, I'm
funny
with
Speaking
him
of
on that.
witnessing
Football.
accidents,
I'll
Yeah.
go up and
So-
like lie and be like, "You see that crazy interception by Gilmore? I've never seen it." He's like, "Stop it, no!" It's hilarious. You gotta see it.
We should interview him sometime on the show.
Oh,
That would
he'd be great with technology.
it's we call the upstairs the in-laws the Costanzas.
yes.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
It would be entertaining.
Yeah.
I wish I had a camera up there right now.
You could put one up there. We'll just run footage. We'll run
Yeah.
we'll run it as an inset. Yeah.
24-hour live stream coming soon.
Your in-laws watching a game a week late.
Yeah.
So speaking of visual accidents, we of course didn't want to dive too deep on this, but it needs to be covered. And we love going to bike events. We've gone to Mount St. Anne for the World Cup downhill mountain biking, all that kind of stuff. So Janine and I will do road trips for all that kind of stuff for sure. I think we're heading to 2 separate events this year in September and October. So Tour de France took off, and in the first stage, if you didn't see this, we'll definitely have to put the link on our social media. There is a woman who steps out into the camera's view and takes out everybody. So she takes Chris Fromm was
Probably
certainly in
like
that pile.
75%.
With
Well,
the,
the
with
whole
the
thing is
cardboard
it-
sign. to
It
mention.
Yeah.
bottlenecked when she stepped in the way. It bottlenecked and took out everybody because the crash went across a very thin part of the road.
One guy gets
Everybody-
hit, everyone just domino effect.
No, I think like 5 riders were past her before the
Yeah.
domino effect happened.
Yeah, well,
And-
I guess, and I appreciate when they get to the climbs and stuff like that, and you'll see this in like Paris-Roubaix, they hit the cobblestones at Flanders and stuff like that. There's a lot of races. There's epic climbs, and the fans will come right out and get right in their face. But it's to like get next to the bike and cheer them on and all this kind of stuff. And, raving fans with like the country flags and all that. That's cool. That's fun. You're going to see that completely change now because this moron will, with a sign that said will cause crashes for food, jumps out into the street.
That's
and
what the sign said.
The sign
No,
actually
no.
said,
Oh.
I know the
was like, what?
translation. It said, "Go grandma, grandpa." I wonder if she took out her grandparents with that sign.
Go grandma, grandpa.
And
So
also, she flew out of the country like immediately, apparently, to
Yeah, well,
avoid
that-
getting like killed.
they're looking for because they do
Yeah.
want to take action, which begs the question. There's sort of like this unwritten rule. You're on the side of the road, obviously stay out of the way. Lord knows what she was thinking. Because to Rubbershoe's point, a couple of riders had passed and she's stepping out, not paying attention. And at their clip, and this is what people don't realize,
Right.
the speed in which they're going when they're just even coasting on a straightaway, and there's no coasting, they're pedaling all the time, right? They're doing arguably without fail, if they're in a cadence and they're in a peloton, they're doing 30 to 40 miles an hour.
Wow.
And she's
That was
You
the very beginning of
translate
the, wasn't
that
that the very beginning of the race though?
was
Weren't they just starting to like? I don't know why
it
I'm
was
doing
at the top. So I
walk
mean,
thing.
there's always
but-
that point where they take off and they have the lead car is in front of them, and it's getting everybody sort of seated, right?
Right.
And then that car takes off and they start going, and that's So
the thing is, though, it's kind of sad that a piece of cardboard.
Yep.
Ruined.
And that's what it was.
Work.
A piece of cardboard. I mean, this guy, like, it was like he was playing for like Major League Soccer. He got hit and he was like, he just immediately like
motion.
fell down. I was like,
but you have to remember though, Scotty, these guys are arguably buck 30.
Right. They're 90 pounds soaking wet with boots
on.
Their
bike weighs nothing. Their bike just happens to be underneath them.
I think the guy that fell over, his name was LeBron.
Do you have his cleats, his bike cleats?
No.
$30.
Probably
Marshall's does 25% off.
Can we give out the MapQuest link to Marshall's?
Well, I mean, it's part of a larger conversation. Like, there's been so much going on with fans feeling over entitled at NBA games.
Yeah.
And this is a completely different environment, but like, I don't know what they're going to do. I think it was pretty obvious in stage 2 on Sunday that people felt like wildly different about it. And this also, like I was saying to Janina, like, why'd they start so early? I didn't realize they're getting it wrapped up. They want to wrap up the tour to be ready for the Olympics. Usually Tour de France runs during the entirety of July.
Right.
Starting on or about the 4th and then going straight through. And they started it early because they want to be wrapped in time to get them off to Tokyo so they can all get COVID 38, because apparently the new strain has already hit over there with the Ugandan soccer coach who was already vaccinated. So
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, the Delta variant's coming for everybody.
The Olympics is really where I want to be.
Honestly,
like, who's going to the
Olympics?
We should
all get into the same room in a foreign country.
Yes.
In a continent where it was mismanaged to begin with, and then just see how this goes.
Yeah,
and then send everybody home and see how it goes. Yeah. Darwinism at its finest, right?
Yeah. Now, who's the favorite on the Tour de France this year, Tim? Do you know?
Well, I mean, it's funny because Chris Froome was just coming back from a major injury, and he's one of the people that went down, and he ended up getting back on his bike. He actually rode yesterday. I would say there is Garant is one of the top cyclists. Always the team. Hansgrohe is the team, because it's all. This is what's so weird. There's guys from all different countries,
right,
just forming these teams, right? So they're from all over the place. Hansgrohe has a really good team, and I would say it looks like it should be pronounced Movistar, but it's Movistar.
Okay,
they have a really good team. Like, altogether favorite, and this always like blows Janina's mind. She's like, the fact that they talk about the strategy of these teams all the time. She's like, it's just really funny. They're like, so cool. It's almost it's very Talladega Nights. Like, there are guys that are on these teams and they know their job is to just slingshot the guy that's going to win, but they've all got their different strengths.
Yeah.
They know that, like, like day 4 is going to be a hill climb, and there's sprinters, there's climbers, all this stuff. And it's just aggregate points across the board. So you'll see there's certain sections where they're just going to get the hill climb, and like whoever wins the hill climb gets a certain amount of points.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to see so to say far and away there's somebody who's a all in odds favorite. I don't know off the top of my head who I could say would be that person.
You didn't check DraftKings first?
I did not check DraftKings. Yeah, I did not. Or Twin Spires, either way.
Yeah.
So if the team wins, it stands to reason that not just the person who actually crosses the finish line first wins, they all get money, would be my guess, right? So they're okay. Yeah. They're okay not being the guy who wins as long as they get their bonus and everything.
No, they get their blood doping paid for the next year.
And then, and the other part of this too is they've all got contracts just in general.
Right.
Everybody signs on. You'll see in January 1st where most cyclists are changing their contracts and switching teams, whether it's the bike that they're supported by, right? So like Trek Segafredo, which is out of Waterloo, Wisconsin. Their whole team, obviously, they've got a certain amount of gear from like all the people that are in on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're predominantly paid by that. And then there's winnings too, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
When they win the thing, but it's less important. And that's the other thing that's really weird. You'll notice if you watch stage 21, when they're done, stands to reason they're going to get to that day. And no matter what somebody else does, it's already a fait accompli. Like there's no way you could win that stage and then win the whole thing. It's probably already a done deal.
Yeah.
So you'll notice it's a very casual ride. And as they
it's a
come in,
victory lap.
the last 4 clicks, they'll send the winner up with his team, and they're all drinking champagne.
Oh, that's funny.
Like the car will pull up and hand everybody glasses, and they're just sort of like casually partying their way into the Champs-Elysees, and they do the whole lap. And it's like, that's all in Paris when they get there.
That's cool.
Pretty cool, but it's super complicated. And then there's certain things like the crash yesterday. Certain people would have been involved in the crash on Saturday. I apologize. And with some races, and I don't know how the Tour de France works, but with some races, if you are crashed out, you will get an aggregate of the score of the people that are like, it's really weird.
That's strange.
Like, so if you're in like a major crash that isn't your fault, they will give you like a really good finish time.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's kind of like
it's the new math, Adam.
The world
I haven't
golf
figured that out
handicap.
yet.
It's like you can't give yourself anything worse than a snowman. You can't, like, you can actually shoot an 11, but you have to put it down as an 8 or a 9. I can't remember which one it is, but if you go to put it in your GIN, it'll automatically default to the highest that you can get it.
Does the Shoes household follow the Tour de France?
I used to.
Oh, okay.
I was a big Live Strong guy.
Oh, a single nut? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more of a just biker.
That was did anyone see that? Was it E60 or whatever?
Oh yeah, I watched that. That was a good
great.
documentary.
I thought it was really
No
good.
Last Dance, but it was good.
It was the Last Dance. Are we gonna actually we jumping into the Connecticut Sun? Is this happening?
Please. Now? Oh, please. Yes. 2 minutes. I know you guys aren't really into it, but
we
go.
We just talked about the Tour de France and everybody stayed with me. So let's go.
All right. Here we go. So can anybody name the person behind me?
Leslie Lopez.
No, it's not Steph Curry.
Ime Aduka.
No. Dewana Bonner. Dewana Bonner is the she's not
Dewana Bonner? I feel like she had trouble in the 7th grade.
All right.
Bonner? I want a Bonner.
All right. So the Connecticut Sun are the only professional sporting team in Connecticut, and we're proud to have them. And it's not the Hartford Whalers, even though Bobby Dugan will not return to Connecticut without the Hartford Whalers. But so they're in 3rd place right now. They have a pretty strong team, despite their head coach being banned for a number of games for calling another player on another team fat. So that was
Is that where Brad Stevens ended up? Keep going.
But they've got, I mean, if you got to watch women's basketball. If you're into women's basketball, I got to see if Scotty Dukes will back me up on this, because it's really good basketball. It's not NBA. It's not the same as the NBA. The basketball itself is really good. The production value is horrible. If you've ever caught a game on Nesson for the Connecticut Sun, it looks like a high school AV club shot it, and then the announcers sound awful. That being said, the basketball itself, if you can get through the production value, is really good.
Well, it definitely is a better technical form of basketball. They definitely play
100%.
the game a lot better than the NBA. I'll agree with that.
Yeah. So the only problem that I have with the Connecticut Sun is the names on the players are very difficult to pronounce. Dewana is actually one of the easier ones to pronounce. Their leading scorer's name is Jonquel Jones. I mean, I don't know where that name came from. And they also
parents. Go ahead though. Yep.
Fair enough. I don't know what her parents were smoking when they gave Jonquel her name. And then I can't even pronounce this one. Dejona Carrington comes off the bench for them periodically. So it's a fun sport to watch. I just wanted to mention it because I've been following it. My daughter just started playing, rec league basketball. She loves it. And so we've been watching games together. It's almost impossible if you don't have Nesson to get the games. They don't stream. The league pass is way worse than the NBA league pass.
Is it on the Ocho?
No. It's on. Sometimes the games will be, sometimes this is how pathetic it is. Sometimes they will stream on Twitter. Sometimes they will stream on Facebook. Then other times it's on ESPN3. And then there's one other network too. That's like a, F League network that carries it. But
Not even ESPN2, damn.
But they do, I can't stand this. I don't know if the NBA does this with the NBA League Pass, because I don't have NBA League Pass, but Do they black out games still?
Yeah, if
Oh,
it's in your
so
if it's in your local
infuriating.
market, you can't watch it on
Yep.
the pass. Yep.
It's so infuriating. But they do, they run the games 3 hours later, so you can grab it 3 hours later. But by that time, I've already seen the score and stuff. So I
Well,
just
you can
wanted
head
to,
up to Lowell and watch it with the in-laws at Rubber Shoes house.
that's true.
They're
That's
watching
true.
it. They're watching it delayed. Yeah.
Yep.
I can't believe Rubber Shoes isn't a WNBA fan. I mean, you got to have at least one jersey.
I've watched it.
Okay, good.
He,
lose a
if it
bet?
wasn't for
Wait,
me,
is
he
this
wouldn't
a-
be a normal NBA guy. To be
See, I
honest.
would go with the Yukon Diana Taurasi jersey.
Tarasi, yeah, she just was the
She's
first.
broke the record, right?
Yeah, she was the first player in WNBA history to score 9,000 points. So,
Yep.
but she's also
So,
old too.
I don't know if I'd back you up and say that it's better than the NBA. I don't agree
different.
with that,
Different.
and it is
Like-
different. They move the ball a lot better.
Yes.
They will move the ball a lot better. I don't think they're like, I guess at moments they're more fundamentally sound at times, but the nuances in the NBA, it's a lot different. I would hearken it to some of college basketball. That's the way I would look at it. Where the college basketball is very, very different than the NBA. It's more technically sound. It's more moving the ball. It's not so much isolation and things like that too. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely watched the WNBA, and every single one of those players would crush all of us, in a heartbeat.
100%,
So
hands
for
down.
sure.
And it's
I
been getting
remember-
better with college. A lot of the younger girls have been. Sabrina just get in. She's a baller. There's that freshman, Paige. Is it Bukers or Beckers?
Oh yeah.
She's really
from
good.
UConn, yeah, UConn.
Yeah.
UConn's legit, man. I
Yeah.
will watch women's college basketball. I definitely caught a few
Yeah.
of those. Those are I watch it during the tournament at least.
The
I
one
think
thi-
I
Oh, go
think
ahead,
we were at like a we did man weekend. We used to always go to Mohegan, remember
Oh yeah,
guys?
yeah.
And I think we were doing a man weekend and we got tickets to the Connecticut Sun.
Oh,
And I believe we were like, we were in like the cheap seats, and like Chad and Isaiah were just like crushing beers, and I think we were asked to leave, quite honestly.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I think we're invited to take our wampum and head out. So yeah, we did. You remember that, Scotty?
Yeah,
It was aggressive. Yeah.
it was bad.
Those are not two people I would attend a women's basketball game with. I
No.
can assure you that.
I don't think anybody wanted to be in the room with us. And it's a pretty big room.
Yeah, it's a giant room.
Yeah, it's a giant room.
So, and the other thing I'll mention is that they let them play too. In the NBA, they call fouls all the time. In the WNBA, you almost get no fouls. I mean, it's really nice actually, because it speeds up the game and it's enjoyable to watch. So I'm just wanted to put in a friendly plug for my local WNBA team and for anybody that wants to watch.
Also not sponsored.
Yeah, we haven't.
Yeah,
that's
there
right.
it is.
Maybe we will get that this time though. That could be, if we could get Crocs and Connecticut Sun, I'd be happy with those sponsors.
So we're looking for sponsors from we need Marshalls to call us.
Marshalls,
I'll
yeah,
talk to the
Biggie Smalls.
tops.
Late.
probably.
Too late. What else were we looking for? Nathan's
Crocs.
famous. Yep,
yeah.
Nathan's famous. Anybody else that we're looking for a sponsorship from? We probably won't get.
Probably not.
DraftKings.
Oh yeah.
So we've mentioned
Oh,
them
yeah.
like 6 times already.
Totino's
DraftKings,
pizza rolls too.
Yeah.
The nation of France.
Pizza rolls.
Tim brought him up early.
Somebody get Macron on the phone.
Yes. We have their colors up. I mean, it's really,
It's
yeah.
the perfect fit. It's
Yeah,
a perfect
they'll-
fit.
they'll love
no
it.
gradient in the French flag though. No gradient.
Their colors run.
Oh,
Did you see the second war?
you-
Their colors run.
You can cross them off the list.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say from conflict.
Oh no.
It had to be said.
It did.
It had to be said. Anyway, we hope that you enjoy your
Oh,
4th of July.
I got-
what do you got?
Oh
Speaking of French, it is game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh,
no,
Go-
but
go
AJ.
Habs.
We
Go
almost cleared
Habs.
the puck out of the zone. Almost.
And we have lost
Habitants
all of our
versus the
viewers.
Tampa Bay Lightning tonight.
Yes, for less hockey information that you don't want to know, join Rubber Shoes tomorrow.
Wrap-up.
Yeah. For the
I wanna
Rubber
hear
Is
Shoes-
more
your
about the
wrap up
Tour
going to
de-
be
Tour de
all about the
France.
Canadians?
What's
Is
that?
tomorrow's wrap up going to be all about the Canadians or?
No.
Okay.
If
all
they
right.
win the Stanley Cup, that might
Maybe.
be a full 2 minutes on them.
I would, no offense, but I would unsubscribe at that point
Well, yeah,
if they if they won the cup.
that's all right. We're just going to kick him off and bring in Little Heels. We're going to find out more about Little Shoes dating life. Yeah. It's gonna be great. Look at it. He's
I will be in
stoic. Look at him.
contact.
Stay stoic. He's like, I'm good. I'm good.
Yep. Bring her in.
Oh boy. All right. Well, anyway,
You
On
were
that
saying.
note,
enjoy your 4th. We'll be back after the holiday. So I believe we're coming back after the Monday holiday. So we'll be here in a little over a week. If you're enjoying the show, we appreciate you joining us. Please share with your friends. You can catch us at atbshow.com. You can also find our link tree with all of our social media connected to our Instagram account, which Rubber Shoes is running his mouth and talking all about hockey. I love hockey, just not the hockey that we're discussing now.
Correct.
Because I live at the corner of I don't and give up. So, but certainly check in with him each weekday morning to find out what La Habitant are doing or not doing. And of course, when you are on YouTube, please subscribe, share with your friends, and comment. You can tell us that you want Rubber Shoes to be off the show if the Montreal Canadiens win, or we can have Adam
should at
stop
least get the
talking
week
about
after.
women's basketball,
No.
or you can have me stop talking about cycling, like whatever you don't want to hear about. We appreciate your comments. So boys, thank you. Enjoy your 4th. We have the numbers. I think there's going to be Joey Chestnut's going to go 76. Rubber Shoes said 77. Adam said 74. Scotty Duke said 73. And Little Shoes took 70 and a half.
Woof.
We'll all not be watching with bated breath as that takes place this weekend. And I'm sure if I do miss it, I'll swing to Lowell and watch it later with your in-laws, Rubber Shoes.
Yeah,
Yep.
guy.
Of course. Awesome. Boys, thank you. Have a great week. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you for enjoying the show, and please share with your friends. atbshow.com. Take care.
Happy 4th.
take care.
See you guys.
Happy 4th.